Rise and shine, and how amazing it is to be alive again today. Today is another solo episode where I'll be sharing around a new topic that has been on my mind for some time. So, once again, if you're watching or if you're listening, thank you again for showing up. I am extremely grateful for you being part of this movement, being part of the ASOM experience, taking the time to work on yourself and to find more answers and to look deeper within and, of course, to support one another. So, I'm extremely grateful. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so that you won't miss out. And also, I would love it if you could interact a little bit more and share your comments, your feedback. Anything is welcome. And once again, I'm extremely grateful that you've made the time to be here. So today, I will start off as I usually do by asking you a few questions. And these questions I have been asking myself for quite a few years now. And I've always come back to ask the same questions just to make sure that I'm in tune with where I am and what's happening in my life. So, given that the current circumstance and everything that's happening, all the changes that are happening all around the world, so much has been happening internally in our lives and also around us. So I'm sure these are some of the questions that you might also be questioning yourself. So tell me, have you been feeling blocked lately? Or even do you know deep down that you can be performing on a much higher level and that you're not? Do you also feel somehow anxious about the outcome, even though it has not yet come? And last but not least, what is really holding you back? And these questions I've always asked myself whenever I was, you know, about to start something new or about to let go of something and, welcome a new challenge or a new experience or a new offer or start a new project. And, you know, we always get confronted with questions and doubts and trying to understand what's really going on. And to tell you, this is totally normal. We all go through this. And just to give you a little bit of insight on statistics say that the fear of failure is much higher than the fear of ghosts. So I was doing some research and I found out a study that was made a few years ago, and it was published in an article on LA Times that shows that 31% of the people who participated in that study, and which is larger than the percentage of those who feared spiders or feared of being home alone or even anything that's paranormal, 31% of the respondents have the fear of failure. And that's really to show that this is something that we all go through, especially when we're starting something new. So what is that fear you know of failure, or what's holding us back from feeling more sure or more certain about our decisions, our choices, our ideas or anything? So before going through certain reasons, just want to share an experience that I've had personally, and I love to do that because just to tell you, like, also what I've been through at certain times for me to feel able to be here, to show up again and to deliver to you, and to do it with, with an open heart and an open mind. And to let you know that a few years ago, when I took that leap and I've decided to let go of, a certain comfort that I've created in my life, I was confronted with so many questions, and mainly, what if? The question was, what if? And what if this turns bad? What if this goes wrong? What if this ends up as a failure? Um, what if people would, you know, uh, think of me that I'm not enough, or all these questions, and I understood deep down that I also had that fear of failure. Going deeper and trying to understand what was that fear of failure coming from, I then understood that, given also my past, my story, my childhood, my all the conditioning, all the baggage that I have with me, is that it's not just the fear of failure that is direct to me, but it's more so the fear of showing to others my failure, fear of others judging me as being a failure. And then I understood that, okay, I look at it from another perspective, and now I understand that it's much deeper, and the wound, or the vulnerability here is goes way beyond just any fear of anything that might go wrong. So, and then this allowed me to, first of all, identify with it, and work around it, and try to understand, okay, I see that, yes, this is a blind spot that I did not recognize before, what I can do to make it happen. And then I understood that, yes, for me to overcome that fear of failure, I need to, take risks, to go to lean into uncertainty, and to try things that I haven't tried before. And therefore, I took, you know, one of the biggest decisions in my life, for those who know me and know my story, is that I've decided to quit everything, to close all doors, and to go all the way, to go on my long travel, and explore the unknown. And this happened. So, if had I not taken any risk, had I not looked into any uncertainty, I would have still been in the same life, living in the same comfort zone, maybe with, maybe just building on what I had already, but that was not satisfying for me. So I knew that something was holding me back. So I had to do that. That's number one. And fear of failure is something that's extremely common. So ask yourself tomorrow, whenever you have that fear of failure, ask yourself, is it truly just a direct fear of failure, or is it fear of failure that it can be witnessed by the people around you, such as your family, your colleagues, your partner, your friends, anyone? So just try to be a little bit more, I would say, aware and conscious, and go deeper into that feeling. Don't just take it on the surface level and be like, yeah, I have this problem, or I have this issue, and no, no, try to go further. So that's number one. Major one is fear of failure, and this is universal. The second thing that is holding you back today is your lack of confidence. And I say lack of confidence, I mean the lack to really say what you say, show up the way you are, without fearing people judging you. So we're not talking about failure here. We're talking about the image or the identity that you present yourself with. And I'm not trying to talk and say you have to create an identity, or adopt a certain image, but it's about just, giving your opinion, sharing with, with faith as well, trusting what you say, trusting who you are. That's something that we all stumble upon. This lack of confidence, this insecurity within, that if I would say something, they would think this or that. Or I would, if I ask a question, oh, I've asked a question that I don't know, then people would think that I don't know. Then, all these thoughts. But at the end, I believe that, you have all the right to be exactly who you are and to show up the way you are without expecting to prove a certain thing. So try to be a little bit more bold and vulnerable. And when you're expressing yourself, truly express yourself, express your thoughts. And you're not there just to agree. And I've spoken about this also uh, in the previous solo podcasts. You're not here just to agree with the majority. You have all the right to express your opinion. So number two is really lack of confidence. How to work around it. Be bold, be vulnerable, be you. You are enough. You have everything it takes to be unique. So use that uniqueness. Be confident about it. It's a matter of work, of course. It's a matter of really, once again, trying, talking about it, expressing, communicating. So many ways. And moving on to also another reason of feeling, that you're being held back is feeling of being unworthy. Feeling of being unworthy is truly also something we almost all go through, especially at a young age. The fact that we are here to try to bring something to the world. We need to feel accepted and loved and integrated. And the fact that we can feel unworthy is because we do not feel enough, and do not feel that we are adding value to ourselves and the people around us. And this also comes because of um, being so attached to the external opinion or feedback. So I would say, it's extremely important to really, first of all, know your value, and second of all, own your value. When I say value is what makes you the person you are. I'm not saying what makes you extremely successful and rich and this and that. No, this is once again a reference, or this is a a hope, or an idea. But you, just the way you are right now, while you're listening or while you're watching, just close your eyes for a second. Just look within and see all the possibilities that are within you that make you the person you are. And I say they are endless. So just know your value and own your value. And then you'll see that less and less these thoughts are going to hold you back. And you're going to be able actually to use your value as a, as a fuel to move forward. So that was our third point. And moving on, the next one is a little bit similar to the first one. However, this is actually the complete opposite, because here we're talking about the fear of being seen, and one of the quotes that I've heard when I was really young is that we do not fear failure, we really fear showing our light out. I'm not quoting this exactly because I didn't truly copy it, but I'm just saying, like, usually we fear most showing our power and showing our light, because showing these sides of us, which are extremely powerful, can also be extremely vulnerable. So if I would want to show myself on a stage in front of thousands of people, then I'm not only showing, my strength, or, what are my skills, but I'm also showing entirely myself, and I'm giving myself entirely and authentically. Otherwise, it would seem that it's just a play. And for you to really allow yourself to be more seen, there are certain ways. And one of the ways is to connect with others. And by connecting with others, just like showing them, who you are, but also making it about them. So you're not only you're being seen, but you're also seeing others at the same time. Because if you fear being seen, then try switching it around and show that you are basically seeing the other. And when you do that, you are allowing the other to see you back. And that's a big lesson also for me, where I was also showing up in front of people and I was giving my opinion, whether it's online or offline. And it's definitely a practice. So that brings us to our fifth one, which is that feeling of the inability to take action, the inability to go forward, to move, to to make things happen. And why is that? Because of our thoughts that are blocking us, because of our fears, which are our thoughts, because of procrastination, because of excuses, because of so many reasons out there. But instead of taking action, we'd rather sit and dwell and think that, you know, go into assumptions instead of really trying, you know? So, how would you know if you do not try? So, in order to try, choose to take action, and especially when you feel that you're unable to do so. And I'm not saying, when I say unable, I don't say you're crippled and you can't move, but I say if it's a thought blocking you and if deep down you want to do something, but it's a thought that is blocking you, just go for it. Just go and do it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, also great. That means you've tried. So this brings us to our last piece of this session. As you see, I love doing these solo sessions because I feel like, first of all, I'm connecting with you, because you are also right now being, in a way or another, interviewed, because this is really also involving you in terms of the questions, in terms of the thoughts, in terms of you putting yourself also in the place of the person who's going through these. So um, I'm extremely grateful for this new session. And once again, please share your comments. I'm doing this out of love, and there's a cause behind. There's no interest besides the interest that we share together. And I'm saying this from my heart, and I really hope to continue delivering these, and also with the interviews with the amazing people that we are seeing here. I'm so grateful for them. So if you also think that you want to share and you want to participate, you are most welcome. So on that note, I'm gonna let you be, and I'm gonna thank you again, and I wish you an amazing day or night wherever you are, and see you soon.